Good morning, everyone. Just bear with me while I'm. Good morning, everyone. Oh, just bear with me while I mute that. Don't want to hear myself twice. Good morning, Suzanne from Suzanne Butler Lifestyle Design. We had a great presentation and great interaction yesterday, so thanks for having me back again this morning. So I put a poll up in the group after my live yesterday about what you would like to hear about today. And it came up that love and relationships and money are two topics that you really wanted to know about. So I figured I'll bring them both together. So I've got a little presentation of how we can reinvigorize love, bring love in, and also welcome love, wealth and abundance as well. So I will find the screen that I actually want to share and share that with you. And we can get started. So please, please do ask all your questions. I want to hear as many as I can. So. All right. So how to bring money into your life and love into your life. So this can be a very easy process. And the way I like to do it is it's not going to cost you a lot of money. If anything, there's some energetic things we can do in your home to make sure that this is going to be working for you. So a bit of my background, I'm literally the poster girl for choosing the wrong men in the past. I know how hard internet dating is. I know how hard relationships can be. But what I'm about to teach you is how the energies in your home can be changed to bring that elusive person to you or reinvigorate your relationship. And they are very easy to implement and cheap to do so. So for those who've just joined, please ask all your questions. I'm here to answer them. I just don't know if I can see them. Here we go. Okay, I might just, sorry, seeing my chest at the moment. So I can see the comments while I'm going through this as well, so I can answer you. Okay, so I'm Suzanne. I've been working with Feng Shui for 8 years. I loved it so much that I became a practitioner. And I have seen so much transformation in my life, great transformation in my life. And now I help clients transform theirs with a little Feng Shui magic. So what are we going to go through today? We're going to go through some tips to bring love in and then some tips to bring in wealth and abundance as well. So as I said, please do ask all questions. Even if I haven't covered yet, if you've got something that's, you really want to ask it away and I'll answer it as soon as I can. So again, what is Feng Shui? Feng means water and Shui means Feng means wind and Shui means water. It's an ancient Chinese discipline whose philosophy stems from the connection between the physical and the visible, unseen vibrational world. It's based on the laws of physics, natural cycles, common sense, and good design. So how can Feng Shui possibly help me find love? By harnessing and correcting the energies in your home, we can make anything happen. It's a matter of setting the scene for success energetically. So each part of your home is reflective of an aspect of your life, from your career, family, travel, wealth, and love and relationships. They're all represented. In this instance, we'll be activating the southwest area of your for your love and relationships. And interestingly enough, the southwest is also reflective of women or the matriarch of the family. So if you activate this properly, you may see better health for yourself and like feeling better about you. All right, so here obviously is the southeast. It is an earth element. We won't really worry about that too much. But whether or not your bedroom is in the southwest or not, the same rules can apply. So what I'm telling you here, you really want to be activating your bedroom because that is your most sacred space in the house. Okay, let's get started. So what are the most difficult things you are encountering around relationships right now? I'd love to hear them. whether it is finding someone, whether it is keeping the romance alive. Let me know in the comments. All right, first thing, declutter. You cannot have abundance in any aspect of your life if your home is cluttered. And I know this is very much a buzzword, but is the first thing I tell people to do in their home is to start to declutter, because you cannot bring good in, the new in, if you've still got all the old there. So my recommendation is to start with your knicker drawer. Go through your knicker drawer, throw out all the ones you've had for more than a couple of years, go and treat yourself and buy some new undies, because that will make you feel better. And if you feel better, everyone feels better. But if you're looking for a relationship or you're about to move in with someone, declutter and remove anything that will remind you of a single life or a life with a previous lover. Now, this is also really a good idea for people that are living with people already, are married, and things might be a bit of a, get rid of anything that is reflective of your previous relationship. So that could be love letters. It could be dresses you wore. And the most important, if you are separated or divorced and you have moved on to a new relationship, your wedding dress. Get rid of it. You do not need it. Your daughter will not wear it. She will not want it. Move it on. It is causing a massive block in your life. So just get it out of your wardrobe. Take it to the op shop and let someone else wear it, where they're not attached to that energy. That, if your relationship ended badly, which if you got divorced, it did, you really don't need that lying around in your house. Same goes for things like wedding photos. I know that sounds pretty severe, especially if, the photos of your family. But in the end, it was a negative experience. And if you've got those lying around, even if they're in a box somewhere, move them on. When I went through my situation, my divorce, everything just went in the bin. I did not need to be reminded of it. That was a really bad experience of my past. I wanted it gone. So whether it's an old partner's jumper, even a handkerchief, journals or love notes, move it on. There's no need to retain this stuff anymore. It no longer serves you, and it's blocking a new love and successful love from entering. The second one is imagery. What have you got on your walls in your home that could possibly be deflecting love or creating animosity in your home? So this image, for example, yes, it looks highly romantic, but you'll notice there's actually additional people in the image, and they're also got their faces covered, like it's a secret. So that suggests to me, even though it looks hot and romantic, they're hiding. They don't want anyone to know. It's maybe, could be an affair. There could be other people involved. It looks a bit deceptive to me. So that's not an image that I would have in my house. You also want to make sure that you haven't got too many images of single people, because that's creating single people energy. You instead want, you want images of couples that are together. So if you are in a relationship, you want a lot of photos of you and your partner together. Hi, Claire. You want images of you and your partner together, so that you're bringing that couple energy in. So in my bedroom, I personally have some beautiful artwork from a lady here in Brisbane, Rhiannon, her name is. Her company or her business is RMH Art, and she does the most stunning, I guess you'd call it erotic art, of couples in an embrace, which brings in that energy of what I want from a relationship, and they're up in my bedroom. So as you can see, images are actually really powerful, what they're telling. So if you're wanting to bring in love, then ensure that the imagery in your home reflects this. So if you've got a lot of single people in the artwork, it's not encouraging a partnership. Imagery of single things is also not encouraging a partnership. So if you for example, had an artwork of some birds, make sure there's two in the art. No, not just one. If you've got any decorative items, make sure there's matching pairs. Okay, your bed. So we want to create a space in your bedroom that is luxurious, because that's how you want to be treated in your relationship. You want to be treated like you're precious. So you got to start treating yourself that way. So new sheets, and spending a little bit of money on new sheets and new linen to make you feel like, who doesn't love getting into bed with fresh sheets? And imagine if you had sheets that maybe were a little bit more expensive than what you'd normally buy. So, you know, you don't have to go out and buy them straight away. Put them on lay-by. I'm not talking about afterpay here. Go old school, put something on lay-by, pay them off. And then when you get them home, just enjoy that sensation. It's like sleeping in a hotel bed. Having matching bedside tables to keep things even. So you want bedsides on both sides, the same, preferably the same, with matching bedside table lamps as well. And then above the bed, don't hang any artwork, because that can create a downward pressure on relationships. So instead, you just keep the space empty. So Carolyn, you have a high window. Well, you can't do anything about that. So it is what it is. I don't know if you've got a curtain or a blind over it, but that's not something hanging over you. That's actually embedded into the building, so it's okay. And then you've got your actual bedroom. So for those who are single looking for someone, leave a drawer empty. So once you've done your decluttering, you're going to have a lot less things. Don't refill it. Create space for this person. So creating space isn't just in your home, it's actually in your life. If you are someone that's highly scheduled and you have something on every night and you're constantly out of the house and constantly socializing, when is that person going to fit into your life? If you are overcommitted all the time, where are they going to fit in? Are you going to be able to date someone? You need to create that space there for them. So keep a drawer empty and some beds, one of the bedside tables completely empty, and also put in some hangers in your wardrobe that you do not use, because that, not that you're asking them to move in with you, but it's creating space for that person to come in. So anything decorative, for example, what have I got here? I've got some rose quartz hearts. So have them in pairs, have them in your bedroom, on your bedside table, rose quartz hearts. I've also got a pair of mandarin ducks. Mandarin ducks mate for life. So you have them on your bedside table as well. When you're looking for someone, have them facing each other. And when you're together with someone, you have them side by side. Check under your bed. If you are storing anything under your bed, move it out. If you've got a bed that has storage underneath it, please only be storing things like linen and towels. Nothing that has any real energy attached to it. Certainly not shoes, certainly not journals or anything like that, because you are sleeping on that energy. So you really don't want to be doing that. You want it clear and clean underneath your bed. Someone asked me the other day, I store my tax records under my bed. I'm like, my goodness, how do you even sleep with that underneath there? So just keep it as clear as possible. Certainly not shoes, because you are walking around. You're walking around in your shoes every day. Bring them home and put them under your bed. That's energy you're then sleeping on. So keep it as clear as possible underneath. And a solid headboard. Ensure that you have support to sleep. And it also gives stability in your relationship. Now, where possible, we want to put your bed up against a solid wall, not against a window. And I know sometimes you just have no choice. My last house, I had no choice. It went up against a window because that's the only place it would fit. So that's whatever you can do. Marianne, if there are area drawers, what should be there? Towels or sheets. That would be it. That would all be what I would suggest to put under your bed. Okay, what else should I fix? So keep work out of the bedroom. If you have a partner that likes to work in bed, I'm guessing that your relationship is a bit stagnant. Remove that from the bedroom. because you're literally bringing work to bed. You're actually married to your work, and it is a bit of a passion killer. The other thing is no exercise equipment. Keep it out of your bedroom. The only huffy puffy you should be doing is a bit of loving, nothing else. Because if you have that in your bedroom, it's a constant energy of being exhausted, because that's what exercise is. It can be exhausting. So keep exercise equipment out of your bedroom. Family photos. Now, who has got images of their children in the bedroom with them? Children or family? I'd love to hear. So ideally in the home, you would want to put family photographs in the east gua, because that is the family and relationships area. Now, any images in your bedroom should be of your partner or of a loving couple. The bedroom is a place for rest, relaxation, love, and passion. You don't want photos of your children, parents, or grandparents in there looking on. And if I've said that to you and you've just gone into shock and you've gone, oh my God, then you need to move those photos, because it's like having your kids walk in on you constantly. I know I wouldn't want that. Affirmations are all very also very important. I have affirmations all through my house. I actually put a set of affirmation cards together for all my clients, so that they have no excuse about putting them around. So they all get sent a packet of cards to write their own affirmations and put on the back. And they place them in the particular areas in the home. For your love and relationships, however, you need to tell the universe what you want. Unless you tell it, it doesn't know. So I'm sure you've all heard of The Secret and manifestation. So being specific and speaking in present tense is the best way to bring in what you want from a relationship. So here's some examples of what you can write. So I experience happy and loving relationships. My partner and I are experiencing a deeply loving and mutual respectful relationship led with good communication, passion, and joy. All my relationships are healthy, healed, and whole, and now I experience an abundance of love within my life. I'm very, very conscious of time. So there's some tips there for bringing in love. I'll answer all the questions in a minute. I'll just get through this. So here's some quick tips for bringing money to you. All right, so this is how easy it actually is. You need to ask for it. If you don't ask for it, the universe doesn't know. So write a check to the universe for a specific amount. Simple, yeah? Can you be found? Can your home be found? Do you always, when you have people over, are they struggling to find your house because they can't find the number? Go to Bunnings and buy yourself new house numbers and put them on your house, because how else is the money supposed to find you? Being grateful for what you currently have. So this is everything in your life. If we're always being negative about, I have never got any money, I've never got any money, well, you're never going to have any money. But if you're grateful for paying your bills, I have enough money to pay my bills. I'm grateful for being able to pay my bills. I'm grateful for being able to pay my tax. Then the universe listens to that and it will start giving you more because you're being positive. Cleaning your door, your front door and windows. So your windows are the eyes to the home and your door is the mouth. And the door is where the chi comes through. So what you want to make sure is your door is clean and clear, that you have a welcome entryway to your home in order to bring things in. Like I said in the presentation yesterday, your front door, whether you use it daily or not, you should really be opening it every day to allow the energy through. And creating an abundance altar. You can place things in your southeast to make you feel abundant. So in mine, I've got a small bowl of coins. I've got a golden pineapple because it's an abundant fruit and it represents good health to me. I got one of those lucky money cats. I don't use a lot of totem or like little trinkets, but I bought that in Japan and I loved it. So I've got a little money cat there. And my affirmations. That's what else I put in my abundance altar. I did have a golden champagne bottle, but I got rid of that when I moved because I don't need it anymore. So there's anything that feels abundant to you is what you would put there. So you put that in the southeast, and so you put that in the southeast. You put the check to the universe also in the southeast. Your gratitudes in the southeast, and just start waiting for it to come in, because it will. That also goes for people if you need your home to support you. So if you do struggle to bring in money, definitely work on your mindset, because that will make a difference as well. But the gratitude is a huge one. Be really grateful for what you currently have, because we always tend to focus on the negative. All right, so here's how you can contact me. I'm now going to go back through the questions and answer them. So please, if you've got any other questions, I'll go back there. If you want to scan that goes to my link tree with all my links. I'll go back through the questions. Okay, arguments with hubby and kids a lot. Just remove the knives from the magnet holder on the kitchen wall. Okay, well, that's great, Carolyn. I certainly recommend that. Arguments with your husband, what I would suggest is, what do you argue about? Is it a constant theme that you're arguing about? Because if it is, it's something you need to deal with. And you need to work out whether or not it is something that's worth even fighting about. Because a lot of the time it just gets nitpicky. Is it something you can win, or is it something you can actually live with? Or is it just annoying? Or is it a big deal? Because if it is a big deal, you need to deal with it. Your home will always be pushing you to deal with things. How can I make a relationship more harmonic and romantic? Date nights, setting up your bedroom for a start, making sure that whatever I've told you today is being implemented, taking time out from your children. And I know that's really difficult, but you really need to do that. Your relationship with your loved one is actually more important than with your children. And I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but your children will leave home. They will go, and you will be left with your partner. And there's so many people that once their children fly the nest, they end up divorced because they've got nothing in common anymore. So you need to make sure that your relationship will survive that. And I don't care whether your children are, just born or, 18. You need to make time for each other. It's really, really important. Communication and date nights are super, super important. Hubby wanted to throw his old wedding pics out, and I said he should keep as part of his life. No. Yeah, definitely. He was doing the right thing. He was removing that. It was a bad experience for him. He doesn't want to remember it. So tell him to throw them out. It'll just remove that energy from your life together. High window, got empty hangers, but in really, that's fine. That's fine. Your boyfriend has pictures of his kids in their bedroom. Yeah, I might want to make that suggestion to him if you feel you should. Hi, Lucia. Yeah, please do. But if you've got any questions about love and relationships, I'm happy to re-answer them. My daughter wants to keep the photos. Ex-husband. Your daughter wants to keep the photos of you and your ex-husband's wedding, Nicole? Is that what you mean? Now, on that link there, I've actually got a download. You can go and download my 10 tips for bringing in abundance. It's just a download. Just put your details on it. It'll be emailed to you. Now, if you go on my mailing list, I'm terrible for sending out emails. So you're never going to get bombarded. I only send stuff when I think it's important, which could be between one to 2 weeks or 2 months. So don't stress about me bombarding you. Very true. I've been together with hubby 46 years. It's about us, not the kids. We've always done things together. We're finding it difficult now as he does not want to do that anymore. Almost feel single in. Oh, I'm sorry, Lucia. I don't know what to suggest besides buying yourself some sexy lingerie perhaps and treating to a night in a hotel. Let's see what happens. Nicole, so about your daughter wants to keep them. So if she wants to keep them, she can keep them in her space, and like could put them in a box and keep them in her space. You have then given them to her, or you could probably give them to your ex-husband and get him to keep them for her. Just get them out of your house. I've got 4 minutes. Hit me with your questions. I don't care what they are. Anything. It can be anything about Feng Shui, anything you've heard, any myths you want busted. Happy to answer anything for you. So when it comes to decluttering, even clothing. So if you've got clothing in your wardrobe that you wore on a previous date or with a previous partner, and it maybe wasn't a really good experience, and every time you pick that dress up, you're reminded of that, then you need to get rid of it, because that's always going to have that memory attached. So for me, the reason I sold my house and moved on was, even though I had a beautiful asset and it was worth a lot of money to me, the reason I sold is because in my bedroom, I was made very aware that even though I painted, bought brand new furniture. Oh, that's the other thing. Anyone going through divorce, let them have it. Move on. Take a cash payment, start again. Do not keep your house, move. You've got to get rid of those energies and memories, because you're never going to, you'll always have that memory there. So that's when I sold my house. You can turn the mirror around, Carolyn. Just turn it around. You can actually flip them around, mirrored doors. I sold my house because I realized that staying in that house, especially in that bedroom, was where my ex-husband used to scream and yell at me, and where a lot of the abuse took place. How was I ever going to bring a new energy into that space? So I put it on the market 2 days later, and it was sold within 2 weeks. So there were 2 weeks to put it on the market and photos and what have you. And then it was sold within 2 days. And with 30 days after that, I was gone. I'd moved on. And since I did that, my life has just dramatically changed. So I would always recommend move on, let them have it. It's not worth keeping that thing that they desperately want because you want to keep it. Get rid of it. Husband is regretting he sold his house after divorce, so I would not feel comfortable. Exactly. You're moving into a home that belonged to somebody else. It's just not worth it. So there's a link there for my group over my free group, where I do give heaps of hints and tips. If you did want to join, there's 3 questions to answer. Just give them a quick yes or no, and I'll let you in, and you can continue the conversation over there. More than happy to answer anything you have, any questions you have at all. That's how I roll. Nothing's too big or small. But if you'd like to consider working with me, give me a DM today, and I can arrange a time for us to have a chat. But yeah, I've got like probably 30 seconds left before I get kicked off. Again, head over to my group. If you've got any questions, we can continue the conversation over there. But have a great Saturday, and I will maybe talk to you over in my group. Have a great weekend.